You notice a lot of people these days, they're not having kids. It's not like it was when we were kids. They go over to grandma's house, grandpa's house. Everybody's got together, relatives, maybe family, friends, even kids everywhere, food everywhere. I don't really see that anymore. Your ancestors, the world wars that they had to survive, that they had to go through, the diseases, needing to travel abroad, leaving everything behind, everything that they had built and worked for generations in some cases, to move to a place for better life for everybody. Let's be real here. Most of us don't really know what that feels like. Most of us haven't even needed to leave our state, let alone our zip codes. We really don't know what it entails, what kind of grit it takes to be able to leave everything behind and start from anew. So when I hear men or women saying, I don't want to have kids, you have any idea how incredibly insulting that is to your ancestors? You have any idea how incredibly selfish it is to say you don't want to have kids? Do you understand that the reason why you exist is because somebody decided to have you as a child? Do you understand that the reason why they wanted a better life, not just for themselves, but it was for their family, was so that the generations in the future could continue to even have a future? Do you get it now? Do you understand why everything is so much more comfortable now than it was just even 2 generations ago? Because they worked for it. They did. Not you, not me. They did. It's not your choice to be standing on their shoulders. It's also not your choice to tell others not to have kids. Listen, you don't want to have kids? That's okay. In fact, I want you to keep stating how much you don't want kids so that you can serve as a shining example for when you are 50, 60, 70, and you're miserable and you've got all this wealth around you. You've got those extra Gucci bags, and men, you have those extra classic cars you've always wanted to have, except the home is dead. Anybody can build a home. It's the kids in that home that make it feel alive. It's the family in that home that makes it feel alive. What is a backyard for? It's to entertain people, to enjoy the little piece of nature you have. There's no one to entertain. What's the point of having a backyard? What's the point of having a barbecue? You've got no one to cook for, do you? If that's the life you want, that's the life you're going to get. And it's okay. It's what you want. That's okay. It's okay if you're not fulfilling the obligation to your ancestors. It's okay if you're insulting your ancestors. That's fine. No one's going to hold your feet to the fire. No one's going to come to you and say, hey, come on, you're standing on shoulders here. No. Just understand, when you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and you're holding on to your cat, or I should say cats, and for men, you're holding on to your dog or dogs, understand why you have those pets. It's because you knew you never stepped up to the plate of life. You knew that you went after the wrong kind of wealth. You put all your eggs in that basket. And now you're miserable. So please, keep telling people, don't have kids. I don't want to have kids. Keep saying it. So that, like I said, when you're old and no one gives a damn about you, just like your employer, the one who will toss you to the street, irrespective of what a high performer you are, only then and then will it hit you. You have fucked up big time. So I do worry when I see so many people my age and younger, and they don't have kids. They don't know what they're signing up for. So you're going to have a whole generation or generations of childless, fatherless, motherlessness. Mostly childlessness. You know what that's going to do? That's going to serve as a very potent reminder to the coming generations. You don't want to have kids? Expect a miserable life. Expect a life that is full of discontent. Expect a dissatisfying life. That's what you want? Have at it. Just understand, your ancestors didn't come to this country for fucking nothing. They came for a better life. For their families, not for themselves. Who are you living for? What are you living for? You know what my grandmother said before she died? I'm going to leave you with this part. I think I've already said enough, but I'll leave you with this. Before my grandmother passed away, I asked her, impart some wisdom on me. Just before you pass, please tell me. Selfishly, I wanted to know, what is the secret to life? What is the secret to your feeling of content? Unconditional feeling of content. Kids, grandchildren, that we were following and passing on the traditions that she had taught. She didn't say the size of her house, the income of our grandfather, her income, how big her bank account was. And guess what? None of us gave a shit. Home is where the heart is. Where's your heart?